Okay, AP Energy class, history, spiritual history, the truth. So when you have an awakening, one of the most traumatic things is being forced to see the truth. And that sounds weird because when your mind starts expanding after you've been activated, you are slowly lifting up. Say, just imagine it. Imagine your mind like growing. And this isn't like a big ego bobblehead. It's your mind growing, and it's lifting up veils that were put on you when you were younger and giving you great big paradigm shifts. But if you have a brutal spiritual awakening, you may your brilliant, beautiful mind and beautiful soul may be being called upon by spirit ASAP. So it sends you through a very fast and brutal spiritual awakening where you have many deaths and rebirths, tower, radical acceptance of truths, huge paradigm shifts. And it can be super duper traumatic. Okay, super duper might mean something. It can be really traumatic. And what is happening is what you falsely projected onto things has just fallen apart, and you are forced to see the truth. And your false projections may have, and this isn't something like, it's not like you were being a lying, deceitful person. No, this is something that you did subconsciously. And it may have been to keep a idea alive in your head of how things are or should be. It could be childhood trauma issues, all sorts of things. But we all do it. And so then when the truth comes out, it can annihilate you. And then you can keep getting truth after truth after truth if you're on a very brutal awakening. And you can literally feel like a lost person bobbing around in a turbulent ocean during a storm. That's how alone you can feel. So this is how Spirit wants me to talk about it. So let's talk about Baphomet. Baphomet, that devil statue that the Satanic Temple rolls around with, that the Knights Templar got into. What is Baphomet? So Baphomet stands for perfect social order, the truth. So Baphomet shows up, and then here is the truth. Everybody will either freak out or not freak out, but they will show themselves. All the hypocrites will step forward. All Baphomet has to do is show up. That's the truth. So the truth can be terrifying. Each of our truths are different, and they can be terrifying. They can also be delightful. But if you're on a spiritual awakening, you're going to find out the truth. We've got a bunch of people who may have had a death of the parent out of really religious families. You may be feeling like you're losing your religion. I'm thinking about that R.E.M. song. So what happens with that is your mind starts expanding beyond your religious indoctrination. And you may have a huge collapse of identity, which is totally traumatic. And so what that is when you understand, and I'm not like trying to trigger anybody or disrespect anybody's personal beliefs. I'm talking to the people who resonate with this. So if you don't like the message that Spirit is projecting out of the boombox, don't pick up the boombox and slam it against the wall because you're unwilling to surrender to the truth. So a lot of times you realize, I'll say the Bible, for example. A holy book that you have lived your whole life on, believing this is the end-all be-all, you may be forced to see the truth of what that is. And what that is a spiritual book that was told in symbolism as a manual on how to live your life. And it's on a shelf in a library next to a whole bunch of other books that are just the same thing, but just a different book. It's a book, a manual on how to live your life. Meant to be interpreted in symbol. I hear a symbol might mean something. In symbols, parables, and stories, where you use your own mind to try to be the highest version of yourself. But what Spirit wants me to say is, if you fear your God, you are under religious oppression. Spirit does not want you to fear your God. So, for example, we all just kind of, there are some things we hear so many times that we don't even think about what it is. So, for example, the King James Version of the Bible. Yeah. King James Version. Yeah, what does that mean? I don't know. It's the King James Version of the Bible. That means it's the edited out Cliff Notes version of the Bible that King James decided the Bible will be, so religious oppression can still be kept upon the people who read this manual. Because at the time, religion and government were the same thing. So many people don't realize they are reading a totally edited out holy book. So let's talk about the Gospels. Where are the rest? Wait a minute. Where's Mary Magdalene's account? Jesus' main squeeze. Who he kissed on the lips, both of them, all the time. This is a group of awakened people. I keep hearing that we're on a vision quest. There's a lot of gay happening. A lot of awakened people are very fluid in their sexuality or open-minded to fluid sexuality. There's a lot of jealousy of dudes with Mary, who was Jesus' main squeeze. Wait a minute. So we're reading like the account of the assistant of the treasurer dude. Something like that? Of this group? Wait a minute. Like, now think about it. Think about a smart person that you know that's in a partnership with someone. Their partner is probably fucking smart, right? A cool person you know is probably with a cool person. What did Mary say? Her gospel was about expansion of mind, awakening, freedom from religious oppression. Yeah, what did King James say? What did they all say? Keep her out. Call her a whore. Edited it out. Yep, no. My computer just went dark. I'm going to hit the space bar. Then when you find out these aha moments where you're just like, I've just been consuming everything they fed me. Then you feel even further out in that ocean. And now the waves got even worse. And that's called a collapse of identity. And that's when the dark night of the soul can get really, really dark. Because other people around you may not have had that collapse of identity. So, sometimes the truth can feel like it's PTSD inducing. And my advice to you is, if you are on a spiritual awakening, the more you can just surrender to this happening to you, because it's something that happened to you, this awakening. It's an event that happens to some people and doesn't happen to other people. And the other people that it doesn't happen to can't understand that this is a thing that's happening to you. But other people who are awakening, I hear everyone is awakening. Other people who are going through the awakening or have awakened understand the very, very traumatic part of the cleanse. And you are not alone. And the more you surrender to it, and that means saying to yourself, I admit this is happening. I am loving and lovable. Whatever is driving this bus of this experience for me now, I'm just going to let it be a vague question mark. And I'm not going to freak the fuck out trying to figure out what this is. I'm going to understand that this thing is loving. And it is pulling me into Healedville. And the journey is very difficult, but you are going to get there. You can still have your religion. I have a whole reading where I talk about that. It says mandatory viewing. You may resonate with being a starseed, highly intelligent. Okay? It's called Galactic Religion Seminar, with Supreme Empress Molly Marcella, Attention Starseeds, mandatory viewing. So I'm going to put that reading in the comment section of this reading, and there's a link right to it. If you don't feel comfortable clicking my links, I understand. I will also repost this reading in the community section on my YouTube, so it should show up in your feed. So if you are feeling very lost, traumatized, feeling like everything is falling apart, just understand you're having a big paradigm shift. You may find out all your enemies are turning into your teachers. You may find out a big shift. And it's going to be okay. You're not bobbing in the ocean all by yourself. Here I am. Yep. Coming in a Dinghy with a jet ski, I hear. Coming in with a dinghy and a jet ski. Welcome to your soul family. We found you. Everything is going to be just fine. And you're going to feel really fantastic. You just have to work through these collapse of false realities. And if you're seeing a lot of scary truth, sad truth, the truth has smacked you across the face, if the truth has steamrolled you, just understand there's another beautiful truth just waiting to show itself to you. All right? So that's the AP Energy class, Soul School homework. We're going to revisit the Galactic Religion Seminar with Supreme Empress Molly Marcella. Attention Starseeds, mandatory viewing. There you go. Love ya. Peace out. Here's some songs about the Bible that I remember when I was little. The Bible, oh, that's the book for me. When I say yippity-yay, the Bible, ooh, ooh. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.